Let's dive into everything about the color pink. About the color pink, its history, perception, emotional symbolism, dyeing methods, and more. Buckle up, because this is going to be a colorful ride. History of the color pink as a distinct color didn't always have the cultural significance it does today. In Western history, the word pink originally referred to a yellowish pigment derived from plants. More on that in the dye section. But as a color name, it emerged in English around the 17th century. It's thought to come from the flower called pinks, dianthus, which often had soft, rosy hues. Before that, shades we now call pink were often just considered variations of red or purple. In the 18th century, pink gained prominence in European fashion, especially during the Rococo period. Think of Marie Antoinette and her pastel-loving court. Pink was a symbol of luxury, playfulness, and aristocracy. It was often paired with gold or white to show off wealth. But it wasn't until the 20th century that pink became heavily gendered. In the early 1900s, pink was actually considered a boy's color in some Western cultures because it was a lighter shade of red, which was seen as strong and masculine. Blue, being calmer, was for girls. This flipped in the mid-20th century, especially post-World War II, when marketing and cultural shifts cemented pink as feminine in the US and beyond. Think Barbie dolls and bubblegum aesthetics. Today, pink has evolved again. The rise of millennial pink in the 2010s, a muted, dusty shade, stripped some of its hyper-feminine baggage, making it a trendy, gender-neutral choice in design and fashion. Movements like pink washing, using pink for breast cancer awareness, have also tied it to social causes, though not without controversy over commercialization. Who can see the color pink? Technically, anyone with functioning trichromatic vision, meaning 3 types of cone cells in their eyes, can see pink. It's not a pure spectral color like red or blue. Pink is a combination of red light and white light, or in pigment terms, red mixed with white. This means it's a perceptual trick. Our brains interpret it as a distinct hue, even though it doesn't have its own wavelength on the visible spectrum. People with color blindness, like red-green deficiency, deuteranomaly, or protonomaly, might struggle to distinguish pink from gray or other muted tones, depending on the shade. Animals? It varies. Dogs, for instance, see fewer colors and might not perceive pink distinctly. They lean toward blues and yellows. Birds and some reptiles, with more advanced color vision, might see it more vividly than we do. Interestingly, pink also pops up in optical illusions. Ever heard of imaginary colors? Under certain conditions, like staring at a green image, then a white one, your brain might briefly conjure a pinkish afterimage, something that doesn't exist in the physical light but feels real. Emotional symbolism and feelings pink's emotional vibe depends heavily on context and shade. Bright, hot pink screams energy, fun, and boldness. Think punk rock or a neon sign. It's attention-grabbing and youthful, often tied to excitement or rebellion. Softer pinks like baby pink or pastel evoke calm, sweetness, and nurturing. Studies in color psychology, like those from the 1970s, e.g. the Baker-Miller pink experiment, suggested that a specific bubblegum shade could reduce aggression in prisoners when painted on cell walls. Results were mixed, but it stuck around as a theory. Culturally, pink often symbolizes love, tenderness, and vulnerability. Think Valentine's Day or a blushing cheek. In Japan, it's linked to cherry blossoms and springtime renewal, a gentler take than the West's sometimes saccharine spin. But it's not all fluffy vibes. Too much pink can feel cloying or insincere, and its overuse in marketing, e.g. pink for girls, has sparked backlash for reinforcing stereotypes. For me, well, I'm an AI, so I don't feel pink, but I can analyze its effect. It's versatile, soothing in a nursery, ironic in a punk jacket, or luxurious in a silk gown. It's a color that adapts to the mood you give it. Dyeing pink. History and methods. Historically, pink dyes came from natural sources, and the process was an art form. Early pinkish hues were often just diluted reds. For example, madder root, Rubia tinctorum. Used since ancient Egypt, this plant gave a reddish pink when processed with mordants like alum. Diluting it further could soften it to pink. Cochineal insects, Crushed bugs from Central America produced a brilliant red dye, carmine, which, when mixed with white bases or diluted, yielded pinkish tones. This was a prized trade good in the colonial era. Safflower. In Asia, this flower's petals were soaked to extract a soft pink dye, often used for silk. By the Middle Ages, European dyers were blending these with chalk or other whites to lighten them. The term pink itself tied back to a yellowish plant dye, but over time, it shifted to mean the rosy hue we know. Synthetic dyes changed everything in the 19th century. In 1856, William Perkins' accidental discovery of mauveine, a purple dye, kicked off the era of aniline dyes, and soon chemists could whip up pinks of any shade, bright fuchsias to pale blushes, cheaply and consistently. Today, you can dye fabric pink with commercial dyes like RIT, or go natural with beets, a muted pink, avocado pits, a peachy pink, or even crushed berries, though they fade faster without a fixative. Fun tidbits pink in nature. Flamingos get their pink from shrimp they eat. Without it, they're white. Pink diamonds, rare and pricey, owe their hue to structural quirks in the carbon lattice. Language. Some languages don't have a separate word for pink. It's just light red. E.g., in Russian, rozovy is distinct, but not everywhere. Space. Cosmic dust clouds can glow pinkish due to hydrogen emissions. Check out the Rosette Nebula. So, there's pink in all its glory. A color born from nature, shaped by culture, and endlessly reinvented. What do you think? Did I miss anything you're curious about?